even the kind of chairman of the government committee who proposed those, who kind of wrote and proposed those kind of plans, mentioned by himself that his reservations on the feasibility of the project. So it is a challenge. It is, as you said, this is an ambitious plan. So, but at least the government kind of want to achieve the target, and they will take many kind of possible measures in the next 10 years. So, just fingers crossed that we can do it. At least we should, financial markets should expect that the Japanese government will make some good effort in achieving that target going forward. And then we have to count on the impact on the macroeconomy going forward.
Can't they get to that target by issuing more green bonds and issuing capex-related tax credits? So
that is, I believe that is a very, very important first step towards the goal, because the renewable energy investment is really different from the previous incumbent energy like fossil fuel or nuclear power plants, because basically to say fossil fuel plants is not so expensive in building those plants. That instead that they have to pay the maintenance cost because they have to buy fuels and so on. But the renewable energy is in general really different. They have to pay a lot at front in order to make those power generators. But once they build the power generators, then they don't have to pay a lot for the maintenance cost, because the sunshine just comes in every day, and the wind as well. So, which means that basically the renewable energy investment means that we have to pay a lot of the initial cost, and then thereafter there is no cost, which means that we have to borrow, or the company has to borrow a lot of money up front, and then then later on we can be paid. So most important part of this to facilitate this type of investment is providing an easier and a cheaper finance. And I believe that the green bonds will be the kind of one important tool to facilitate this going forward. And that's why the government has to focus on.
Interesting, huh? So much bigger initial upfront investment, but after that, hey, the thing pretty much runs itself, and not much in terms of maintenance costs, which seems to bode well for cash flow, whoever's going to be running these plants. But here's the thing, Ota-san, is Japan's government, the Kishida government, looking at building this capacity in conjunction with the private sector? I'm talking about public-private partnerships.
Mm-hmm. So basically, they say partnership with the private sector is also kind of another important step, because the government cannot make that by themselves. So the question is then what kind of the policies could kind of link between the private sector and the public sector. So of course, facilitating the green bond market is one of them, and maybe tax credit to facilitate for the capex and some other type of the benefits for the capex will be the very important step.